How to buy on AliExpress from CYPRUS. First, go to the top right where the flag appears. Here, specifically look for CYPRUS to get the official AliExpress version for CYPRUS. For language, change it, I leave it in English. For currency, I'll set it to US dollars and click Save. As I was saying, now we have the official AliExpress version for CYPRUS and we can make purchases. I'll show you step by step how to do it. Now, I'm going to show you step by step how to buy and what you need to keep in mind. As you can see here, there are many products, lots of deals, and in fact, at the top, you'll find even more. In fact, here we find a product deal and we also see product categories here, but what we're going to do is pick a sample product and I'll show you what you need to look at. First of all, let's choose a random product. Let's pick this product here on the right. It already shows up for us. And let's take a detailed look at everything we need to keep in mind. First of all, on the left side, we should look at the photos to see if they really match the product description, which is this one right here. Always remember to pay close attention to the title of the product because sometimes you might get confused. In other words, they might be showing you this iPhone here, but it turns out they're not selling the iPhone, they're actually selling this battery. That's why it's important to tell the difference, since sometimes people feel scammed because they see one product in the images and receive another, but that's because they don't read this part of the title. Also remember that when we search for products on AliExpress, the price we see is the lowest available price. What do I mean by that? When you go into the listing, you'll notice that if, for example, I change the color of the product or the specifications here, you'll see that some options cost more than others. For example, this one here costs $15.22 and this one here costs $16.18. That's why before knowing how much it costs, you need to specifically choose which variation or size of the product you want to know the final price. Then, once you've read and seen all of this, you'll go down to the section where the reviews appear. And here, what's important is that it has at least 4.5 stars, and ideally that it also has plenty of reviews. For example, in this case, it only has 15. I recommend a minimum of 30 or even 50 to be sure that real people are actually buying these products. Now we are going to click precisely where it says see more, and from here we will carefully filter using this specific image icon so we can clearly read and, most importantly, genuinely see real images of the actual products. This is important because the photos that prominently appear at the very top of the AliExpress page are, let's say, often edited photos that look exceptionally good, whereas the photos found here in the reviews are truly real photos from customers who have actually purchased this particular product. So here we can see more for comparison, for example, next to a hand, what the specific size is on a table. And, well, here we can see in detail what it really looks like. Once you've chosen the product you want, now we're going to move to the right side to make the purchase. Now here, you need to be sure about the person who is selling it to you. What you can do is click on it and you'll go to the store or to the products that this person offers. What you can also do is check here in this specific section precisely how many positive or negative reviews they have overall. Because this person doesn't just sell this particular product, but several others as well. And obviously it's much better if they have a generally positive review rating. Then this will appear depending on where you are, just click on it. And here what you'll do is specifically choose the country, then select your location depending on where you are, and that's it. This applies here. Remember that depending on your location, here on the left side where the price is, it may also include some taxes depending on where you are. Then here at the bottom, the shipping price appears. In this case, it's completely free, but it doesn't include tracking, meaning we won't be able to track the product to know where in the world it is, whether it has arrived in our city or even if it has already reached our home. That's why I recommend that you buy products that have a tracking option. You just need to look for these, enter, and when you select free shipping, it should show that tracking is included. Then, here it will specifically show the date on which the product will arrive at your home or at the place you have chosen to receive the product. After this, if you want, you can also change the quantity. You can choose as many products as you want, increase it here, and depending on what you want, you place your order. I'm going to leave it at 1 and click where it says Buy Now. When I click Buy Now, this appears here, and here I see the shipping address. it's censored because it's my personal address, but I can click here where it says change and adjust the address to wherever I am. Then, under payment methods, depending on where you are located, you'll see the option here to add a credit or debit card or some other payment methods. This, as I mentioned, depends on your location. And as you can see here, there's an option for promo codes. I'll leave one for you in the description if I can indeed get access to it. And then right here in the summary section, you'll clearly see the product's price and the associated shipping cost information. These probably change and increase because I only chose a single very cheap product. That's precisely why I strongly recommend that you go directly to any particular product here and then add several different items. And once you have successfully added several of these products, the overall shipping cost will most likely go down significantly, which ultimately means it won't be nearly as expensive. So what you can do is talk to friends or family who want to order from AliExpress so you can place a single order together. That way, the shipping cost will drop significantly or at least stay the same. But since you're buying a lot more products, it's definitely more worthwhile to make the purchase. And once you've made your purchase, you click place order. When you receive your tracking number, this website exactly as it appears above, 17 track. Enter the tracking numbers for your orders to know where your package is, whether it's in your country, if it's arrived, and to make sure your order actually arrives. Likewise, if the order doesn't arrive at your home or the place you chose, you can file a claim with AliExpress and they will obviously refund your money, but for that you have to pay close attention to the delivery date. Remember, this one said it would arrive by May 5th at the latest. So, since it's May, wait until that date. And when that date arrives, if your product from this seller still hasn't arrived, file a claim so they refund your money.